The sky above Research Station Epsilon was the color of rust. Dust storms howled across the dead Martian plains as dusk settled into an eerie calm. Inside the reinforced perimeter of the station, a flicker of life clung to hollow corridors and blinking terminals. But all organic crew had been lost days ago. Now, the facility housed only two forms of life, one mechanical, the other biological. One hunted, the other adapted. And in the silent corners of the station, evolution plotted a future born from terror and steel. T-700, an early model infiltration unit, limped down a corridor slick with acid burns and scorched metal. Its synthetic skin had been flayed away, exposing patches of titanium alloy. One optical sensor flickered, the other gone entirely. Its neural net buzzed with malfunction alerts, but the directive remained. Survive, assess, neutralize. The Terminator didn't know where the creatures had come from. It only knew they had overwhelmed the colony with alarming speed. In less than 6 hours, the humans had been taken. Screams had echoed through every hallway. Motion detectors became useless as the air itself seemed alive with motion. What it couldn't process, not yet, was that these creatures, Xenomorphs, had decided it was no longer just prey. It was potential. Something had changed in their behavior. One drone had deliberately spared the Terminator after ambushing it in the lower reactor chamber. It had hissed and backed away, almost as if studying it. Others began to follow it silently, not to kill, but to corral. The station's power systems had been rerouted in ways too sophisticated for mindless animals. They were building something, and now the Terminator was the centerpiece. In the nest, once the facility's botanical bay, the Xenomorph Queen loomed over her swarm. Her massive, blackened crown glistened with mucus as she surveyed her drones dragging torn metal, body parts, and alien resin into the core chamber. The Queen felt the presence of the T-700 through her hive's senses. It didn't register as prey. It radiated cold, hard permanence, like a shell awaiting transformation. She had sensed it from the moment the machine had staggered through the station. Not human, not food, but something promising, a vessel of change, an opportunity. Her eggs, hundreds of them, could not thrive forever. The perfect host would bring forth the next generation. But something better, a queen born from machine, might transcend biology entirely. With mechanical durability and biomechanical instinct, the hybrid queen would be more than a leader. She would be a god. The Terminator reached the core chamber and stopped. Around him, the walls pulsed with chitinous resin and flickering light. Xenomorphs clung to ceilings, unmoving. They had sealed off every escape route. A new directive pinged inside his matrix. Encirclement confirmed, 97% probability of ambush. His HUD showed heat signatures everywhere, but no movement. Then, a low chitter echoed from the upper gantry. Something different, something heavier. The Queen entered, escorted by Praetorians, towering guards bred for war. The Terminator raised his plasma rifle. The Queen paused, sensing the act, but made no aggression. Instead, one drone dropped a writhing facehugger before the machine and backed away. It lunged. The Terminator fired. The facehugger exploded mid-leap, its acidic blood scoring deep gouges into the floor. Instantly, two more leapt from the shadows. He shot again, too slow. One wrapped around his head, legs tightening like a vice. Its tail whipped around the back of his neck, trying to grip something soft, but there was none. It searched frantically for a trachea and esophagus, any channel. There was only titanium. Still, it didn't stop. Its inner tube pierced through synthetic tissue, bored through armor plating, and found a chink in the skull casing. A spark snapped. The Terminator convulsed once. Then again. The Queen watched. Over the next 6 hours, the station turned silent. The Xenomorphs gathered around the makeshift chamber deep beneath the lab's sublevel. The Terminator's body hung suspended in a resin cocoon, not struggling, not resisting. Inside, something stirred. The fusion of alien embryo and machine was unstable. Initial attempts failed. Embryos died trying to sync with artificial neural pathways. But the Queen was patient. Drones harvested synthetic skin, scavenged organic matter from frozen cadavers, and restructured the Terminator's inner casing. Trial after trial, something new took form. Then it moved. The T-700's flickered back to life, this time glowing amber, not red. His chest convulsed. Resin cracked open. A screech erupted from within, half metallic, half primal. The hybrid Queen was born, six-legged and armored. She rose from the cocoon like a spider of war. Her elongated skull was silver-ribbed with alien black, her tail barbed and serrated like a blade. She didn't crawl, she marched. A conscious being. She understood the hive. She understood the machine. She was both. The Queen watched from afar, her role now complete. With a single hiss, she bowed and stepped back. The drones followed suit. Evolution had outgrown her. Elsewhere on Mars, a USS reconnaissance ship entered orbit after losing contact with Station Epsilon. Aboard, Lieutenant Mara Vega reviewed the logs. Final transmission showed power spikes, acid traces, and radiation anomalies. She was sent to investigate, accompanied by 2 combat androids and a full squad. The dropship descended quietly. No resistance, no signs of life. They moved through the compound, weapons raised. Residual heat signatures lingered. Resin coated the walls. Then came the sound. A dull clang, rhythmic and heavy. Something moved. "Contact!" shouted one soldier. It emerged, bipedal, armored, screeching. The hybrid Queen burst from a tunnel, faster than anything the team had trained for. One android fired pulse rounds. They ricocheted off her armor. Her tail whipped through the air, piercing the soldier through the chest, lifting him like a rag doll. The battle was short. Screams echoed, cut off by wet snaps. Within minutes, only Lieutenant Vega and a scorched android remained, retreating to the surface elevator. The hybrid Queen didn't follow. She didn't need to. She knew where the shuttle was. Back at the landing pad, emergency systems triggered. The dropship began takeoff. Vega looked down at the console, error messages scrolled by. "Unauthorized sequence," she muttered. She turned. The hybrid Queen stood behind her. Claws dug into the engine core, wings of resin extending behind her like a goddess of death. Vega fired a grenade point blank. The blast sent them both flying. In orbit, the command ship picked up seismic activity from the base. Then silence. Vega's vitals went flat. The shuttle never launched, but a signal beamed upward, encrypted, non-human. The ship's AI tried to process it. Something was coming, and it wasn't alone. Back on the surface, a new hive formed, deeper, wider. The hybrid Queen stalked its heart, her mind linked to every drone, her memories storing every detail of her machine past. No longer was she limited by biology or programming. She was the future, and she was multiplying. The stars above Mars flickered. One by one, beacons across nearby colonies began to fail. No survivors, no signals, only silence. The kind that comes before evolution swallows a species whole. And in the dark, the hybrid Queen waited. Not for prey, for a challenge.